The universe always finds a way to balance itself. Every action has a consequence, every betrayal carries a cost, and every thorn thrown in your path only ensures that those who placed it will one day walk barefoot on broken glass. There are no exceptions. The ones who wished for your downfall? They thought they could manipulate fate, but fate had other plans. The harder they tried to bury you, the deeper they dug their own graves. They whispered behind closed doors, plotted in the shadows, and convinced themselves that you were an obstacle they could remove. But here's the irony. While they were busy scheming, you were busy evolving. Their attacks didn't break you, they sharpened you. Their doubt didn't weaken you, it fueled your hunger. The very fire they lit to burn you down only ended up forging you into something indestructible. And now, the universe is making its move. The tables have turned. You are not just a survivor. You are the force they never saw coming. You are the storm that doesn't announce itself before it destroys everything weak in its path. While they run in circles, trapped by their own envy and regret, you are walking a path they can't even comprehend. They wanted to block your way, but now they stand frozen, watching you ascend beyond their reach. The most terrifying thing for them, you're just getting started, and this is only the beginning. If you know that nothing can stop you, if you can feel that surge of power rising within you, then step forward. Like this video, subscribe. Join the ones who refuse to be caged by the expectations of small minds. They called you dangerous. Now show them why. Number 1, stop fearing chaos. Master it and watch them panic. While others tremble at the slightest hint of disorder, you step in, fearless, unshaken, and determined. Where they see disaster, you see opportunity. Where they see chaos, you find strength. You don't just survive difficult times, you thrive in them. The more things fall apart, the sharper you become. Most people, when the ground beneath them cracks, panic. They freeze, unsure of what to do next, hoping someone will come to their rescue. But not you. You don't wait for permission to act. You're not sitting back, waiting for someone else to tell you how to handle it. You already know. You've trained yourself for this moment. You've conditioned your mind to face turmoil head-on, like a warrior walking straight into the fire. When everything falls apart, you don't flinch. You get stronger. The reason most people avoid conflict, uncertainty, or failure is simple. They're afraid. Afraid of being caught in the mess. Afraid of losing control. But you don't run from it. You embrace it. You understand something most will never get. The harder the battle, the sharper the weapon. And you've been forged in fire. You know that in every storm, there's a chance to sharpen your instincts, to rise above, and to come out better than you were before. When the world feels like it's unraveling, most people crumple. They stay stuck in fear, unsure of their next move, waiting for someone else to tell them what to do. But you're already in motion. You don't freeze. You adapt. While they're frozen in place, struggling to find their way, you're already 10 steps ahead. You don't just weather the storm, you become the storm. You own it. The most dangerous part about your strength, you don't get reckless in chaos. It doesn't make you desperate or out of control. Instead, you're calm, focused. You analyze the situation like it's a puzzle, carefully placing every piece where it belongs. You can see things they can't. You can see solutions where they only see problems. And that's why you leave them in the dust. You move through uncertainty with ease, while others waste precious moments panicking. You're already creating the solutions they didn't even know they needed. People fear what they can't control, and they can't control you. They'll never understand how you're able to turn uncertainty into a playground, but that's okay. You're not here to explain yourself to anyone. You're not waiting for their approval or validation. You're too busy winning. The more they try to figure you out, the further ahead you get. Chaos doesn't break you, it builds you. It's the perfect environment for you to grow, to evolve, and to become more powerful. While they run away from the storm, you're out there facing it head-on, becoming the force they'll never be able to handle. And that's why no one can touch you. You don't just survive the chaos, you thrive in it. Number 2, don't let haters define you. Make them fear your growth. Your haters aren't running because you're chasing them. They're running because deep down, you remind them of everything they'll never become. You don't have to say a word. Your presence alone is enough to make them squirm. Every move you make, every challenge you conquer, shatters the fragile walls they've built around their insecurities. They can feel it. You're everything they could never be, and it terrifies them. It's not just jealousy. It's something deeper. They fear you because every time they throw a jab your way, every time they gossip or attack, it doesn't affect you. You rise above it all. You stay focused on your purpose, and that drives them crazy. The truth they can't accept. Their petty attempts to bring you down are useless. Here's the hard truth for you. Haters don't actually hate you. They hate what you stand for. They hate that you are a walking testament to resilience, to power, to the fact that excuses don't work. You are living proof that hard work and determination pay off. Your success is a mirror reflecting their failures, and they can't handle the view. Instead of rising to the occasion like you did, they choose to lash out. They think their negativity will stop you, slow you down, or make you doubt yourself. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. Every word they throw at you, every insult they throw your way, only makes you stronger. It makes your success sweeter. They think you're dangerous because you refuse to follow their script. They want you to get defensive. They expect you to sink to their level. But you don't even blink. You don't waste your time or energy on people who can't even keep up. While they're stuck talking in circles, you're out there making moves they could never predict. You're achieving things they can only dream of, and they're too busy watching you rise to even notice that they're already being left behind. So, they run. Not because you've chased them off, but because they're running from the truth you carry. The truth that success isn't a matter of luck. It's a matter of courage, effort, and rising above the noise. They can't stand the fact that you embody this truth, and it breaks them down every single time. Their fear of you isn't about your accomplishments. It's about everything you're still capable of, and that's the truth they can never outrun. You're not just leaving them in the dust. You're rewriting the rules they thought were meant to hold you back. And that's why they'll never catch up. Number 3, rejection isn't a setback. It's your ultimate power move. Rejection is not a setback for you. It's fuel, raw, untamed, and waiting to be transformed into something unstoppable. Every time someone doubts you, every time a door slams in your face, the world doesn't expect you to fall apart. They expect you to shrink, to second-guess yourself, to let their no define your future. But that's not you. You turn their rejection into your fire. Where most people get crushed, you get stronger. You don't cry over their doubt. You don't let their opinions control you. Instead, you take that rejection and study it. You learn from it. You analyze it like a puzzle, finding the missing piece that will push you even further. You don't see a door closing. You see a challenge, an invitation to prove that their limits are nothing but illusions. Every no you hear is just an opportunity for you to rise higher. Rejection is like raw material, untouched and unrefined. But it's in your hands that it becomes something extraordinary. People throw their doubts and dismissals at you, thinking they can stop your progress. But what they don't understand is that rejection isn't a barrier. It's an opportunity to build. Most people let rejection break their confidence. They let it make them second-guess their worth, not you. You've turned rejection into the foundation of your success. It's the stepping stone they hoped would bury you, but instead, it lifts you higher. You don't see rejection as the end of the road. You see it as the beginning of something greater. It doesn't make you weaker, it sharpens your focus. It makes you smarter, tougher, and more determined with every step you take. You've learned that rejection is simply the reflection of someone else's inability to see your worth, not a reflection of your true potential. You're not here to fit into their box. You're here to break it wide open. When people try to shut you down, they think they're putting an end to your journey. But they have no idea that you don't need their approval to move forward. You've built your own path, and the very people who thought they could stop you are now watching in disbelief as you rise. What they thought would destroy you has only made you stronger. Rejection isn't a wall you hit. It's a weapon you wield with unmatched precision. And every time someone doubts you, they unknowingly add fuel to the fire that will forever make your name unforgettable. They thought they could bury you, but now they'll only watch as you rise from the ashes, unstoppable and stronger than ever. Number 4. Silence isn't weakness. It's the most dangerous weapon you have. While the world is busy shouting, arguing, and scrambling for attention, you stand quietly, composed, letting your presence speak for you. You've mastered the art of silence, and it is more powerful than any words you could ever say. Where others feel the need to announce their existence, you simply exist. And that is all the proof anyone needs. Your silence is not weakness, it's strategy. When people are trying to outshout each other, you remain calm. They don't know what you're thinking, what your next move is, or what your intentions are. And that makes them uneasy. Your silence sends a message they can't ignore. It's the kind of quiet that fills a room with anticipation, the kind that demands attention without ever asking for it. People may be talking over each other, desperately trying to impress or convince everyone around them. But while they're busy chasing recognition, you're quietly stepping ahead, making moves in the shadows. Your restraint becomes your advantage. You've learned that power isn't about noise or bragging. A lion doesn't need to roar to prove it's the king. It simply walks through the jungle, and the other animals know. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone who can't see your vision. There's no need to justify your actions to people who will never understand your purpose. Instead, you let your results, your work, and your energy speak for you. Every step you take, every move you make, it echoes louder than anything they could ever say. The truth is, your silence makes people uncomfortable. They can't figure you out. They don't know how to approach you because you refuse to give them the answers they crave. But that's exactly why they pay attention, because they have no choice. They can try to keep up, but they'll always be one step behind, wondering what's coming next. Your silence builds suspense, and when you do speak, it hits like thunder. Your words carry weight because you've earned the right to speak. They don't come empty. They come with purpose, strength, and a certainty that they can't deny. In a world full of noise, you've learned the ultimate secret. Silence is power. You don't need to scream for attention. You don't need to fight for respect. You simply exist, and your silence roars louder than anything anyone else could muster. It's not about proving you have power. You simply are power. Your presence speaks volumes, leaving an impression that no one can forget. Your silence is the kind of strength that forces the world to listen, and that is what makes you dangerous. True strength doesn't need to announce itself. It simply exists, and when it does, the world feels it. Number 5. Quit playing their game, redefine the rules, and leave them behind. Let them play by their rules. Let them chase after hollow victories, because you're not interested in their game. You've already outgrown it. The world they're fighting in, it's too small for you. While they hustle for trophies and hollow applause, you've stepped off their track and built a whole new arena. You're no longer running their race. You've created your own. They're still following a script that was written to keep them in line, rules that limit their potential and box them into the same predictable patterns. But not you. You've realized the truth. The real power isn't in competing, it's in creating. You don't waste your time fighting for something that's already been designed to keep you at the bottom. Instead, you've designed your own game, one where the rules don't limit you, but empower you. You don't compete, you set the terms and then dominate. While they're caught up in the distractions of outdoing each other, fighting for short-lived wins and fleeting praise, you're doing something they can't even comprehend. You're playing a completely different game, one where victory isn't a measure of their standards, but a result of your vision. And it's a vision they'll never understand, not until they're left miles behind. The truth is, most people are too focused on beating each other that they forget. The most dangerous move isn't beating someone else, it's designing something no one else can touch. You've learned that success isn't about following trends, it's about setting them. You're not scrambling to find opportunities, you're out there creating them. You've already reshaped the game long before anyone realized it, and they're still trying to catch up. But here's the real kicker. You're not doing this to prove anything to anyone. You're not here to crush egos or flex your superiority. You're building a life that's authentic to you, a legacy that's yours to define. The fact that others feel threatened, that's not your problem. That's just the collateral damage of your growth. You're not chasing recognition. You're chasing something far greater. Your vision, your purpose, your freedom. And by the time they realize the old rules don't apply anymore, you'll be so far ahead that they'll still be stuck in their own small world, scrambling to figure out what happened. You've mastered the ultimate move. You've changed the game so completely, they don't even know how to keep up. You don't compete because you've already won. They just haven't caught on yet. Number 6. Fear isn't your enemy. Use it as fuel and watch your limits disappear. While the world runs from fear, you chase it down like a conqueror looking for their next victory. Fear is not a wall in your path. It's a doorway. It's a challenge. And you step right through it. Where others freeze in its shadow, you step forward with purpose, hungry for what lies on the other side. It's not that you're fearless. It's that you've made peace with fear. You've learned its language and turned it into your most powerful tool. For most, fear is a chain that holds them back. For you, it's fuel. While the world sees danger, you see opportunity. You don't hesitate, you don't back down, you charge ahead. The edge of uncertainty doesn't terrify you, it excites you. Fear is like a vast, uncharted land full of obstacles and challenges, and most people will never dare to face it. But you live for it. You thrive in that discomfort because you know growth never happens in safe places. It happens when you step outside the comfort zone, when you test your limits and push forward, even when the stakes are high. You understand something most people never will. Fear isn't there to stop you, it's there to help you grow. Others hesitate. They worry about the unknown, their hearts racing with doubt and second-guessing. But you don't wait to feel ready. You move forward, even when the path is unclear. Because you know, deep down, that fear is not the enemy. It's proof that you're standing at the edge of something great. You're not afraid to lean into the unknown because you know the greatest breakthroughs happen right there, at the point where most would run away. And here's the secret. The more you face fear, the smaller it becomes. The more you confront it head-on, the less control it has over you. Fear isn't this massive force that holds you back. It's a tiny voice that loses its power when you take action. You've learned to dance with fear. You've turned it into your ally, transforming what terrifies others into your personal playground. Fear doesn't control you, it follows your lead. When others see obstacles, you see opportunities. You don't let fear shrink you, you grow into it. And that's what makes you dangerous. You've made fear your greatest strength. And now it's your secret weapon, ready to be wielded whenever you choose. Number 7. Luck won't save you. Strategy and relentless action. Will your success isn't just some random stroke of good fortune. It's not a fluke or a miracle that fell into your lap. It's the result of relentless strategy, laser-sharp vision, and a commitment to never stop pushing forward. While others wait for luck to come knocking, you're busy building an empire from the ground up. And trust me, they see the results, but they'll never truly understand the foundation you've built. They don't know the long nights, the battles you've fought in silence, or the sacrifices you've made to get here. People like to label it as luck, because it's easier for them to dismiss your success as something that just happened than to admit they've never had the drive or persistence to do what you've done. They don't see the late nights where you push through exhaustion or the moments you bet on yourself when no one else would. They don't see the time you spent building your vision brick by brick when everyone else was too busy taking the easy road. All they see is the result, the wins, the confidence, the unstoppable momentum. But here's the thing, it's not luck, it's preparation, it's years of hard work. While they are guessing and reacting to what's happening around them, you are 10 steps ahead. You think ahead, you anticipate. You're not just reacting to the world around you, you're shaping it, bending it to your will. You've studied this game and you've mastered it. That's what they don't get. What really blows their mind is how effortless you make it look, the ease with which you move, the way you seem to glide through challenges like they're nothing. But the truth? They have no idea what it cost you to get here. They don't know the risks you've taken or the moments you've fought for your success when others walked away. They don't see the countless times you've put everything on the line, trusting your vision even when no one else believed in you. And when you succeed, they try to explain it away by saying, "Oh, they just got lucky." But deep down, they know the truth. You've outworked them, you've outthought them, and you've outlasted them. Luck has nothing to do with it. Your success is unstoppable because it's built on discipline, vision, and the ability to adapt. Every setback you've faced has become a stepping stone, and where they see obstacles, you see opportunities. Every move you make is intentional, deliberate, and earned. This is your truth. Nothing can slow you down. Your success isn't just unstoppable, it's inevitable. And as much as they want to deny it, they know the only reason you're here is because you've put in the work, while they stood by waiting for their break. You are the living proof that when preparation meets opportunity, nothing can stand in your way. Number 8, they can't understand you, and that's your greatest advantage. The universe has a way of balancing everything. For every action, there is a reaction that cannot be avoided. No matter how high you climb, there are always those who will throw thorns in your path, trying to trip you, hold you down, or sabotage your success. They believe they can knock you off course, but what they don't realize is that every attempt they make to tear you down only strengthens your resolve and accelerates your growth. It's like trying to stop a river's current. No matter how many obstacles you throw in its way, it keeps flowing forward, unstoppable, until it carves its own path. To the critics, the ones who can't stand to see your rise, they are the ones who will be the first to realize the bitter truth. Every stone they throw at you will be returned, not by your hand, but by the force of fate itself. It's almost as if the universe is playing a game they don't understand, where their every move only leads to their own downfall. Their failure is written in the same ink they used to pen your struggles. They sought to trap you, but instead they trapped themselves in their own bitterness and jealousy. For you, the chosen ones, this is your greatest advantage. The ones who cannot understand you, who question your motives or attempt to break you, they only set the stage for your ultimate victory. Every failure they face is a reminder of their misguided attempts to block the inevitable. Their defeat will echo through the universe, while your success will resonate far and wide. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were meant to lead, to break through the limitations they tried to impose on you. Embrace the power of being chosen. It haunts them. It leaves them restless, wondering how you keep rising despite their efforts. But no matter what they do, they cannot stop the force within you. So, don't let their attempts to break you dim your shine. Like and subscribe for more. Your journey is just beginning, and you're on the path to a greatness they will never understand. Number 9. Predictability is a trap. Stay unstoppable by staying unreadable. Predictability is a trap, a cage built with invisible bars. Most people trapped in their own comfort zones rely on patterns and expectations. They love the idea that they can predict what will happen next, that they know exactly how others will react, where they will go, and what they will do. But for those chosen to rise, predictability is nothing more than a limitation, a sign of stagnation. When you allow others to see your next move before you make it, you hand them the power to disrupt your flow, to control the rhythm of your rise. Predictability makes you easy to control, easy to defeat. But you're not meant to be easy. You're meant to be unpredictable. The key to staying unstoppable is staying unreadable. Never let the world figure you out. While others are playing checkers, you're playing chess, 3, 4, 5 moves ahead. You don't reveal your hand. You don't let your intentions be clear. The more you keep them guessing, the less they can disrupt your journey. They may try to anticipate your next move, but the truth is, they're never truly going to know what comes next. And that's your power. Every time they think they've figured you out, you surprise them. You change the game, and they're left scrambling to catch up. There's a psychological edge in being unreadable. People become obsessed with what they can't figure out. The more unpredictable you are, the more they'll waste their energy trying to crack your code, while you continue to evolve at a pace they can't comprehend. You've learned to make silence your strongest weapon, to remain mysterious, to control the narrative by never fully revealing yourself. They'll try to analyze your every action, but they won't be able to anticipate the force you're becoming. The more they try to predict, the more you slip away, leaving them stuck in a loop of confusion, frustration, and envy. Your unpredictability is a shield. It guards you from the attacks of those who seek to undermine you. They can't harm you if they can't anticipate where you're going, what you're doing, or how you'll react. Predictability would give them the opportunity to hit back, to strike when you're weak, to push you down when you're most vulnerable. But because you remain unreadable, your enemies are powerless. Their plans against you fail because they never see you coming. And in that failure, they grow weaker while you grow stronger. For the chosen ones, predictability is a path you'll never walk. Your strength lies in your ability to keep your next step a mystery, to make them question whether they can ever truly understand your moves. The more you refuse to be pegged down, the more they'll hate it. And with each unpredictable turn, each surprising victory, you make your enemies doubt themselves. They'll wonder if they've ever known you at all, and that's where their power over you crumbles. Number 10. Haters can't touch you because you're playing at a level they can't reach. Haters love to talk, to criticize, and to tear down what they can't understand or control. They'll throw every insult, every attempt at sabotage, hoping something will stick, hoping they can pull you down to their level. But here's the reality. They can't touch you because you're not playing the same game they are. You've elevated yourself to a level they can't even begin to comprehend, and that's the root of their frustration. While they're stuck in the mud of their bitterness, trying to trip you up with every petty remark, you're soaring above them, moving in a realm where their negativity holds no weight. The higher you rise, the weaker their attacks become. It's like they're shooting arrows at you from the ground, but you're already flying far above their reach, completely untouched by their feeble efforts. They think they can derail your progress, but they don't realize they're only making your path clearer, sharpening your focus, and fueling your ambition even more. It's not that you've hidden away from them, it's that you've transcended their level entirely. You've positioned yourself in a place where their attacks have no power. When they throw stones at you, you keep climbing. When they try to drag you into their drama, you rise above it. They're stuck playing small while you're breaking barriers, setting new standards, and becoming a force that cannot be denied. What they fail to understand is that their hate is a reflection of their own limitations. They can't fathom how you've managed to rise above it all, how you've turned every obstacle they tried to place in your way into fuel for your success. Instead of looking at themselves and asking why they're still stuck in the same place, they project their insecurities onto you. But you don't need to engage with their nonsense. You're too far ahead to even care about their shallow attempts to break you. Your power lies in your ability to remain above the noise, focused on your growth, and unwavering in your pursuit of greatness. They'll keep trying to bring you down, but the more they push, the higher you soar. Eventually they'll realize they can't touch you. Their words will become irrelevant, their efforts laughable, because they'll finally understand that the real reason they can't break you is because you're simply playing at a level they'll never reach. So, don't waste energy responding to their hate. Keep evolving, keep succeeding, and let your growth silence them. The best revenge is to keep moving forward, to show them that their attempts to stop you were never going to work. You're untouchable, not because you're avoiding conflict, but because you've set yourself apart in a way they'll never understand. Like and subscribe for more. Your journey is one of relentless rise, and no one can reach your level, no matter how hard they try. Number 11. Stop holding back. You're just getting started, and they know it. There's a force within you that's waiting to explode, to break free, to unleash a level of power that not only shakes the world, but leaves a permanent mark on it. But here's the problem. You've been holding back. Whether it's self-doubt, fear of what might happen if you truly embrace your full potential, or just the pressure to stay humble in the face of your greatness, it's time to stop. The world needs to see what you're truly capable of, and more importantly, the ones who've been watching you rise, your haters, your critics, and everyone else who ever doubted you. They already know what's coming. They can feel the energy you're holding back. They see the spark, the ambition, the unspoken hunger in your eyes, and deep down, they know that you're just getting started. You've only scratched the surface of what you can achieve, and that's what scares them the most. The moment you stop holding back, the moment you step into your full potential, their attempts to hold you down will seem laughable. You've been playing small for too long, and now it's time to let go and go all in. The truth is, those who try to hold you back, whether consciously or subconsciously, are only scared of the storm you'll create when you fully unleash. They've seen the glimpse of your greatness, and it unsettles them. They don't want you to rise because they know, as soon as you stop holding back, there's no stopping you. You'll leave them in the dust, and they'll have to face the cold reality that they were never even in the race to begin with. You've spent too much time thinking you weren't ready, that you needed more time to prepare, more validation to give you the green light. But here's the hard truth. The world will never be ready for you. It doesn't matter how much you delay, how much you hold yourself back. The truth is, you're already prepared. You've been building for years, learning, growing, evolving. Every challenge you faced was a lesson, every setback a stepping stone. You've been priming yourself for this moment, and now it's time to take action. Number 12. Don't apologize for being the villain. Own it and dominate. There's a powerful truth that few are willing to admit. Sometimes the world needs a villain, but not just any villain. The world needs someone who isn't afraid to walk the path less traveled, to break the rules, to challenge the norm and rise above the pack. That's you. You've always known it deep down, even if others try to label you as the bad guy, the outcast, the one who doesn't fit their perfect little mold. But here's the thing. They can't handle your strength. They can't handle your boldness. And that's why they try to label you. The truth is, villains are never the ones in the wrong. They're simply misunderstood by those too afraid to step into their own power. When you stop apologizing for being different, for being the one who isn't afraid to disrupt the status quo, you unlock a level of strength most people can't even begin to comprehend. They want you to shrink, to play nice, to make everyone around you comfortable. But you're not here for comfort. You're here to dominate, to carve your own path, and to rewrite the rules that others have set for you. So don't apologize for being the villain in someone else's story. Own it. Own the fact that you refuse to bend to their expectations. Own the fact that you've chosen the path of success, even if it means walking through shadows, because you know the light you're chasing is worth it. Your journey isn't about fitting into their box or meeting their approval. It's about embracing the power within you and unleashing it on your own terms. It's the villains that change the game. It's the ones who refuse to accept the limitations others try to impose that go on to create real impact. History is filled with names who were once labeled villains, only to be remembered as visionaries. Why? Because they refused to follow the crowd. They refused to apologize for being different. They understood that true power doesn't come from conformity. It comes from standing tall in the face